sometimes it got repetitive.
Yeah, sometimes it got repetitive. I think if it was our primary thing, I don't know if the repetition would have bothered me, but I think because I think the main bad thing for me is it started to feel like it was taking away time from YouTube.
Yeah, that was the main thing.
And that's why like the repetitive would get to me, because we'd be like, well, we came up with this idea of something we want to do for a video, and it's this new thing. It's really cool. But first we got to make 30 more geometric Texases.
Yep.
You know?
I think that with my experience of making now, I think it would be more fun. Because I think we could do more interesting things.
I think so too,
with all
in more
the
creative ways.
Silicone molds and resin and concrete and like CNC and all this stuff. Like we could be like production madhouses. Like we'd have like all four 3D printers running at the same time making things, and we could have the CNC going.
I would
we
literally
could have like mold make. Like would have molds like with resin and concrete in them, and like
I would literally be doing only resin. Only resin. I'm serious.
Resin only.
I don't want to do concrete. I don't want to do wood. I don't want to do 3D printing. I would just do resin.
Just like be like resin masters.
Yeah, I'd be like the resin lady. Like I just want to do like geodes, mainly geodes, but no other stuff too. But because I think
this would be great because Katelyn would be like making resin, would have like a known thing, a solid thing, and I'll just be doing random crazy things in the background, like moonshot projects that like might be cool or might be complete flops.
Yeah, but I think the reason like resin appeals to me is because even though it's repetitive, it's different every time.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Yeah,
and we could come up with like 5 main products at a couple different price points.
Yeah,
and you could just be like doing that, boom, boom, boom. That would be really fun, actually.
Yeah, like I think if we were gonna pick up products again, that's the kind of thing I would do.
Yeah, and I think with everything at the very beginning, sometimes things can be a little bit painful, but I think that they're totally worth it. They're totally worth figuring out and doing.
Well, I think it also like it helped us learn kind of how to use social media as a business, you know, because we started doing that with the product business.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, even if you think, you know, if you're maybe kind of interested in doing content creation and maybe kind of interested in products, I think there are skills that overlap, you know, so you can just start with whichever one is more in your reach right now, which for us, I mean, at the time we started, content creation wasn't really on our radar, but I know there's some people that are interested in both. So, you know, there's definitely skills you can learn.
They can overlap very nicely. But I think that when we were started doing both, YouTube just took over for us. We love making videos. We love exploring and continually pushing and everything.
I think it's easier to overlap them if you're doing custom products.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then you can make a video about your products and it's different every time.
Yeah.
You know, if you're making the same five products in huge batches, it's a lot harder to make videos about that. I mean, we've done it. Like we made like the video that was about making 80 coasters in one weekend or whatever, you know? And so you can do that, but I feel like you can only do that so many times, where if, you know, you're Jimmy and you're making like custom signs and stuff like that, and it's different sets of skills every time and different.
But even Jimmy
product.
says like, I felt like I couldn't do a video on this one because I was making a sign.
That's true.
Again.
Maybe the sign isn't the best, but you know.
But like, you know, he's making a table, then he's making a sign, then he's making a knife cabinet, then he's making.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
So I feel like that's an easier way to overlap content creation and product making if it's custom.
Yeah, and or if you're constantly experimenting with new things, even if it's like, let's say that you're doing resin, but you're doing different types of resin things, different molds, different like you just do resin, and you do resin and alcohol inks, then resin and pigment, then resin and, you know,
you could get really specialized in your content.
Like, you could just be like the resin channel. Ha.
Yeah.